Hey all, hope you all are doing good. So welcome to day 24 special by the Aktha, the trial before Christmas. So this is going to be the last lab of this Christmas streak and congratulations if you have made it this far. And today we are going to do the last lab, and after that we are going to have a video which is going to summarize everything what we have learned so far in this streak, followed by we are going to have a playlist on the networking, which will be used, which will be helpful for the cybersecurity domain as well as the CVE domain. So it's like a CVE. If you have not heard of that, that's fine. We'll learn everything about CVE, how to write, how to publish, how to export, how to identify, and all those stuff. So it's like complete a playlist on CVE. Followed by that, we are going to have something on Dockers as well. So we are going to understand, like in this today's lab we are going to come across some small stuff regarding the Docker, but what is it, how we do it, like end to end process, what is the concept, and on, if you know, excellent. If you don't know, that's fine. We are going to have an end to end on that as well, and the material is under preparation, so it will be soon be published. So let's get started. So the trial before Christmas, first let's deploy it because it is going to take some time. And then there we go. It was the night before Christmas, and the best festival company could finally rest. All the toys has been made, and the company had recovered from the attack after attack. Everything was in Santa's hands now, leaving the elf to do a little more than wish him a safe journey ahead. Elf McEager sat at his terminal, staring absent-mindedly at light snow that has begun fall. Just as he drifted off to sleep, Elf McEager was jolted to attention as a small parcel appeared just at the edge of his view. The present was wrapped in a deep blue velvet that appeared to shimmer in and out of the firelight, not unlike the blinking terminal brown. Carefully, Elf McEager Raider reached for the azure ribbon, untying it slowly as to not damage it. The well slowly fell away, revealing a small NUC computer with a letter on top. Unfolding the letter, Elf McGiger read it loud. Elf McGiger, your boundless efforts to save the Christmas this year has gone unnoticed. I wanted to has not gone unnoticed, my bad. I wanted to reward you with a special present, however there's a catch. Elf McSkitty and I have seen your skills advance, and we feel it would be only appropriate to give you a present after one last challenge. That is the twist. Inside this package you'll have also found a computer. Plug this into the network and hack into it. Best of luck and Merry Christmas, Santa. Without delay, Elf McEager connected the NUC appropriately and watched it wear to life. Okay, a small screen nearby the power button blinked and then displayed the IP address assigned to the device. Next to the IP address, small symbol appeared. McEager quietly wondered himself what it could mean as he logged into his terminal ready to start his final challenge. So that was something, the behind the scene. Now wanting to follow along without it feeling so challenging, watch it. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Today's task is an accumulation of the skills you have gained throughout the advent of cyber. To a dossier have been provided on various topics below as well, which will aid in your journey. Don't be afraid to ask help on the Discord. Yeah, you can join that. Client side filters. Okay, so so before starting the lab, make sure if I scroll to top, you are connected to this via a start attack box or OpenVPN. So I will connect with OpenVPN. So there we go, I am connected. Now this is not going to be static, so if you want you can do it, but it's like different for everyone. It's not going to be static. Okay, so what are all these different kind of IP address? The one that is displayed by the machine, the one which we are connected to open. If you are not sure of anything, you can ask me in the comment section, or you can visit the day one task with which we have started the try hack me. Then you will get a clear understanding. Still, if you are not getting, please do mention in the comment. Okay, so the first thing that we see is client side filters. Way back in day 2, we looked to how bypass a server side filter around a file upload function. Yes, the file extension twist was there. So it's now time to see how to bypass a client side. In many ways, a client side filters are easier to bypass than their server side equivalents, as they execute on your own machine, on your own attacking computer, putting them under the control of an attacker. For this reason, client side filter should never be used as sole security measure for the file upload functionality on our website. But that website, it completely solely depends on the client server. So we are going to manipulate it. So how would we bypass a client side filter? The easiest way is by using burp suite to intercept the JavaScript code containing the filter before it eventually reaches our browser. So let me open a burp suite. So here is the terminal. Let me zoom in a bit, and burpsuite burp suit. Yep. And what we have to do is, in many ways clients, okay, so how would we bypass a client side? So the easiest way is by burp suit. Yes, we'll intercept that, and we have seen how to use burp suit in the previous labs. We're just going to use it with different options. So opening a burp suit, yeah, delete it please. Now close, next, start burp, and we'll continue with our thing. So we have to go to proxy options. Okay, some things we have to do, we'll do it when required. So we'll scroll down. So it's something with respect to how we can intercept, or what are the configuration we can modify or tweak such that our burp suit only intercepts those things which are matching those conditions, or if no condition is provided, it is going to intercept everything. So if you are not getting anything about what we are talking about burp suit at this point of time, hold on. When the challenge comes in front of us, we'll try it out. So for now, just enjoy. So let's scroll to the bottom. Here we are just seeing what is burp suit and what are the client configuration we need to do for the client side filter. Then we have shell upgrading and stabilization. Again, we are going to give it a read, then we are going to use it as a part of challenge. You will be familiar with reverse shells. Yes, we do, because we have tried it with PHP, we have tried with Python already in this streak. Now, however, the shells you have been taught, okay, so far we have several fatal flaws. For example, pressing Ctrl C kill the shell entirely, because we unfortunately try to use that key n number of times. So if suddenly we press it when we are on that connection, the shell is gone. You could not use the arrow keys. Okay, yeah, that's one big flaw. Then the tab autocomplete doesn't work. Yeah, that's again a headache. So there is some those kind of loopholes we find in the shells that we are getting when we are doing reverse shell and we are getting the correction. So stabilizing shells is an important skills to learn, as it fixes all the other problems, providing a much nicer working environment. Excellent. Working inside the reverse shell, the first thing to do is Python. Okay, so maybe again this is about shell upgrading and stabilizing. So we'll go through this as and when it is required as part of the challenge. Okay, so there are some commands which we will use to stabilize the commands. Now let's go to the next thing, and we see your new best friend, the MySQL client. Now we know what MySQL is. It's like database client or something. Okay, now again how to connect and how to queries, all the stuff is taught here. So we'll again come back to this when as and when is required by the challenge. Okay, now online password cracking. So in the previous lab we have seen cyber chef. Okay, so it was like on the Windows machine, so it was very slow, but otherwise it's a very useful tool, and we can go for that if like we have no other choice, we have no idea what kind of encryption, or what kind of algorithm is used for encryption or hashes or encoding. We are not sure of what is the method behind it. So then we can go for the magic of cyber chef. It would definitely help us. But here again we see we have crackstation, md5 decrypt, hashes.com. So we can try out all this online stuff, but if nothing works, then we have also tools which will identify for us. Even we can crack this using burp suit. So everything is there in burp suit as well. But okay, it's depends on the individuals. It again, if I am doing using burp suit for this decryption, it depends on how much speed or processor I am having. Based on that, the amount of time taken will be decided. But again, online thing or the local tool, again depends on the circumstances. Okay, so for now we have crackstation, md5, hashes.com, and these are some examples. So now next we have privilege escalation with LXD. Now if you don't know what is LXD, it's basically, I can say, a Docker manager. Okay, so just like we have a package manager for JavaScript as npm, for Python pip, for Java it's Maven. Similarly we have for Docker images we have LXD. So there's again a difference in the concept, but on the surface level I can say for this package manager I have this tool. Similarly for Docker images I have this tool. As I mentioned in the beginning of this demo, that if you are not sure anything about Docker, don't worry, just follow these things, and we are going to learn about Docker completely in a separate playlist. So that explanation is out of the scope of this video. Now scrolling back, among the most curious privilege escalation method on Linux, LXD is certainly a mind bender to say the least. The technique involves leveraging a flaw in LXD, a program that we can use to spin up containers much akin to Docker. The exploit specifically involves abusing mount points to mount volumes from our victim machine. The machines we are attacking within the container that we shouldn't be able to access root. However, we have root powers on LXD containers, thus allowing. So basically, we are trying to get the root access in a LXD container, and then we are going to, based on that container which we didn't had access, but because of root we got the access. We are going to exploit the other bash to escalate our privileges. So again, if you are not getting what we are discussing at this point, hold on, nothing to worry. As soon as we are diving into the challenge, we are going to use it again. I hope definitely at that time we will get it. Okay, so first we need to check that if our user is a member of LXD group or not. Okay, we can do that by using ID. This can be used for various purposes like checking whether I'm a root or not, I have root privilege, and other thing like what groups I'm having, what specific permission, all those kind of metadata about users. Okay, typically the privsec can be a bit of drawn out process. Okay, however in our case we will be able to skip. So basically we have two things here to consider. First is there is an image. So if you are not familiar with Docker or Kubernetes, this kind of thing, consider image as an application. As if you are familiar with Java, I can say it is a jar. Okay, now I cannot give more synonyms as of today, but just consider image is nothing but an application in our context. Okay, in context of this containers, dockers, kubernetes, in context of all this, you can say that images is nothing but an application. So we are talking about, just like if suppose we want to do privilege escalation with the PHP, we are going to have a script for it which we are going to have onboarded on the victim. Similarly, if you want to do with Python, we have a Python script which have to be onboarded on the target machine. Similarly, for if you want to do with the Docker, that is with the LXD loophole, we want to have some a specific image on the victim. So here that image, that application, if it is not there on the victim, then we have to perform this thing, download, do some modification, just like we download the script, we do some modification in the IP address or something like that, and then we onboard it to the victim. Similarly, we have to perform what steps to be performed on attacking machine, that is our machine, what modification needs to be done, and then what is to be done to onboard it to the victim. But for us, like, this is something that is different, and it is going to be a time taking thing. So for the lab sake, the image is already configured and kept on the victim machine, we just need to exploit it. Okay, so for the sake of this example, okay, let me scroll up. For the sake of this example, and we'll be skipping close to the end, see the bolded bit above by checking what images are readily available. So we can see that my image is there, which is already there on the application, but otherwise we have to do all the modification tweakings on our machine and send it to the victim machine. So how can we send that if it is not there? Either we can directly download it on the victim machine, or we can use HCP or similar early transfer protocols. If you have any other techniques with which we can transfer such kind of stuff onto the victim machine, please do mention those in the comment section. Now for the fun bit, next we'll run a series of commands to initialize configure the disk. So these commands, I can say, if you have a node application you downloaded, first you will do npm install, then you will start it, you will make sure that the port that you're running is free or not. If not, you will update the port. Similarly with Java, you will download, you will do maven clean install, then you will start. Similarly with the other application, just like that with the image we are going to do some things. Okay, so we are going to execute some commands, and we are going to dive into that once we start our challenge. So that was all about how we can escalate our privilege using a Docker image. Okay, now, okay, this room was created as a collaboration between Dark, Moiri, Wag, Spooky. Okay, scan the machines, what ports are open. So let's do that first. Nmap, let me zoom in a bit. Okay, now our IP address is 10.10.44.33. So I want to execute some scripts, which the default scripts, and I'm using single V because if it is a double V, it is going to take your complete day, and I don't want to I want to like scan the complete all the ports. That's why I'm like hyphen p hyphen, so it's like ports star, and then we have 10.10.44.33. So we'll wait for this. And okay, so port 80 is open. I can see here 80, and there should be one more, so we'll wait for that. What's the title of the hidden website? It's worthwhile looking recursively at all websites for this step. So for this directory and all those paths, let's go with the dirbuster. So we'll go to the next and we'll say dirbuster. Okay, we'll wait for this to run. So increasing sender delay or something is going on. So let's go to this is the IP addresses, and let's start this. So HTTP is our client and this is our URL, and the port is 8080, and then we have something called, yeah, okay, PHP, fine. And then we want to use only get request. Let's select the word list. So for that, what we can have to do, to go to user, share, and then dirbuster word list, and we'll use lowercase 23 medium. Okay, select list, and we want to do the, okay, yeah, we want to be recursive, and we have everything in place, so we can just go ahead and start. Okay, cannot connect 1010. Okay, oh, it's 80 not 8080. So start. Okay, it's starting, so we don't need to focus on all these things. Let's just click on this and we'll get everything in the result preview. This should be enough for us, and there we go. It is like 6% done. Okay, so let's scroll back and go to the lab. What is the title of hidden website? It's worthwhile looking recursively. So let's copy this, try open this, and we can see that it's not secure, so HTTP, and it's running on port 80. Oh, it seems some kind of clone of TryHackMe. This is good. And let's what we have to find this hidden website, so we'll wait for, no, Bubsuit is not required as of now. We'll wait for this thing, and we were also waiting for the nmap scan. So let's get back to that. Okay, this is the Bubsuit. This is the scan that is going on. I hope the screen is visible. So I can see scanning all the ports, all 535 ports. And then again, if you don't know how this number came, just for the hint, I can say 2 power of what is this. So that many bits are available, and then we are not going to deep dive into this. Wait for the network security playlist for this. Okay, and not only about this small facts, we'll try to cover all sort of networking concepts. Okay, so I'm going to okay, instead of pausing, let's see this, that we have the dirbuster is going on, and this is going on. So we have to find the hidden website, we have to find the hidden PHP file, and again, what is the name of hidden directory where files are uploaded. So let's see if we found anything regarding the uploads. No. Okay, bypass the filter. Oh, okay, so maybe we have to complete this and then we can answer the next questions. So for now, let me pause here and wait for the nmap scan. Where is it? Nmap scan. Yep. Okay, we'll wait for this and wait for the nmap scan to show us some more open ports. So I think it's still taking more time. So what I can do is on the dirbuster, if we see what are the directories we have signed so far, no uploads or something is fine, at least not the deep level. We should have got the uploads folder by now, so I think that uploads or something related with that is not there on the spot. So let me just stop this, and like we can take a screenshot of this maybe. Yep. So I'll take a screenshot of this and then we will stop it, or otherwise we can simply just explore what all things are present. So let's say icons. Okay, there is some small, and the 3. Okay, under 3 we have one more. Okay, this should be one more. Okay, let's see what is it. So it's a /3/9, and let's go here and open this. So we have the one website on the default port, and then inside the directory we have /3/9 refresh me. Oh, okay, there is one more website. So let's see what else we have. There is /3/9, and there is one more 9 and one more 2. Okay, let's go to one more 9 and one more 2. So we have one more. Okay, there seems to be too many websites in here. So let's see what else we have. So it's nothing useful that we have find so far. So let's just, okay, codes. Oh, okay. So you should open this code. You will get a 1 month free subscription. I'm not going to show it here, because again, maybe the code is different for everyone. You can try this out. Just since you are already on the slash, just right click on this and say open in browser. You will get your 1 month subscription code. So that's kind of a Christmas gift to all of us. So okay, that is one thing. And where is this, any update on this? So any other suggestions if you have on this, how to increase the speed of this without touching the hardware? I just mentioned those in the comment section as well. Okay, so here's the point. I don't know how much more time it is going to take, because previously when I was trying, I got the result very quickly. So okay, we can hold on for this. So as of now, I know the port and we'll keep the scan as it is. So let's get continue with the port, and the port is 65,000 is what I recollect based on the previous thing. So 65,000, let's see if it is valid or not. Yes, it is. So we'll keep the nmap going on as it is, and if you have any suggestion of how to speed up, just mention those. And let's try this. So if I open this, control V, and port is 65,000, and there we go. We have one more, I can say, the one more website apart from /2/9 and all those things. Okay, so there we go. Now what's the title of this hidden website? So title is Light Cycle. Okay, LIGST. I don't think it is a case sensitive, so let's do this. And what was the hint? There are several, find the right one. Okay, what is the name of hidden.php page? So this, since this was a hidden website, I'm considering the hidden PHP page was also with respect to this website only. So for that, what we are going to do is, I'm going to start this Dubbuster again. Now this time, yeah, Dubbuster. Okay, now this time HTTP colon this and our IP address 65,000. The port we are changing, and again let's go to browse the root, and then we have user, share, then Dubbuster. Oh man, there we go, Dubbuster, and then word list. And in this again I'm going to with the medium txt, and we want the file, yes, php. So start it, and let's focus on this only. So we have index.php, yes, that is excellent. So let the scan go on for some time, and we will get this with respect to what is the name of hidden directory where file uploads are saved. So let's try out meanwhile if we have anything. Uploads, no, we don't have any such thing. So I think, okay, yeah, assets, icons. So upload.php. Okay, okay, this is or is it uploads.php? What is it? Uploads.php on the main page. So let's open that. Okay, so this is something, it was there, and it was hidden. I don't think it was hidden. Like we can clearly see, I mean, see it clearly. Name of hidden PHP. Hint: GoBus is suggested you will need to use common web file extension as well in the bed to find your target. Let's see if this is the one they are suggesting. Uploads.php, submit. Oh, okay, I don't see it as hidden, but fine, maybe based on some parameter they are saying it is hidden. And this is still going on. What is the name of hidden directory where the files or uploads are saved? Okay, so here let's try to see meanwhile what is happening. So on clicking this, nothing is happening. So on clicking this, okay, so here we can see that something we are getting to upload. So this is only an image, so there must be something which is having all the logics to get the file in, because this is type is equal to image, this is not a type equal to file. So what is going on here? If we open inspect element, I can see there is an event on this image. So what is that event? So if I okay, if I do something, I can see on clicking it is going to some different page, that is assets js. I hope it is visible. Assets js upload.js, so it is going to upload.js. So there it should be having this thing. So let's open that maybe. Assets js, copy paste. So I want assets and then js, then upload.js. So let's open that and we can, oh, it's not there. What's wrong? Did we type uh, single click upload.js? Okay, it's upload, not uploads. Control Z, yes, it's simply an upload.js. Okay, so there we see some logic written here. So as soon as we try to upload something, let's say index.jpg, and it's saying invalid file type. So what is going on here? So here it is checking, let's say this upload is what called as soon as we click it, and it is calling some filter function, and there's something again going on. So overall we see that there is some filter coming in. This filter should be that there is a function uh, which is uh, which is kind of a filtering of what can be uploaded and what not. So we have seen previously that we can either uh, overcome this exception by the server end or at the client end, but the client end is more easily because it's something which is running on our machine, so we have much more control on what is happening on the attacker's box. So we'll try to manipulate the client side filtering, and then we'll upload file if required. Okay, now we are good here, and let's see if we get anything on the Buster. Yes, I can see upload.page. Yeah, I can see assets, I can see some API, and I can see an icon. So I don't see anything anywhere going on. So let's try to upload something meanwhile, just to uh, see if it is, just to make sure that it is not even getting uploaded here itself. Okay, and let's see if we are having any stats going on. Okay, time to finish is 17 minutes. Oh, okay, we'll wait for it. And in the assets also, it is still, I think it is still trying to find something or the other. Okay, so what is a hidden directory? We'll wait for it. We'll try to bypass the filter, upload and execute a reverse shell. Oh, okay. So what is the hint? There are two filter present here. One is client side, one is refer back to day 2. Oh, okay, fine. So on day 2, what we have seen is we have seen the source code, and if we try to see the source code, uh, there is no such thing as image type equal to file here. So it's basically an image. So we don't have anything specifically saying here that okay, this thing has to be this kind of extension, then only we can upload it. Okay, so if I, what else do we have here? Upload.js is there. Now if it is saying that it is filter, then we must be having filter.js. So let's try to see if it is actually present or not, because in the active function we can, okay, yeah, there is something, because it is actually searching for the filter function in the upload activation. So we have this here, and we can see it's like something to do with png, jpeg, only those will be accepted. So we are going to create our reverse shell script with this extension, and we are going to upload it. So get back here, and what we can, first we need to upload it. So for uploading thing, let's try out something, or let's create a reverse shell first. Okay, first we'll create a reverse shell, then we'll try uploading. So there we go, and let's open one more terminal. This was the nmap. No, this was the nmap. Where is it? Yeah, I don't see, still it is scanning. I got it very quickly previously. Now under demo it is taking this much time. Okay, scanning. This 2 ports completed, discovered, open port, this thing, and there will be one more port. It's taking too much time, I don't know why. Okay, so let's try to open one more thing. So let's copy /user, from share we have web shells, and in that I want a PHP web shell, and this is PHP reverse shell. Now there is PHP reverse shell. I want to simply let's say I want to move it to D point, and I want to name it as let's say reverse shell script. Okay, dot php. So cd dot slash d point, yes, clear everything, ls. Now I can see the script is there. So let's open the Sublime reverse shell. Now I hope at this point of time you know what is the concept behind the reverse shell, or the remote code execution. So let's the only thing we need to modify in here is, if I scroll down, I have to modify the IP address. So what is the IP address and whose IP address do I need to give? Since I'm going to listen with the netcat, I have to give my IP address, so that when I execute this script on the remote code, it tries to connect to me, it tries to connect to my machine. So I have to give the address to which I want it to connect. So if I scroll to top, this is what I have to give, 10.9.205.177. So let me just remove this, 10.9.205.177. okay. IP address, I think, I mean port, I think I can leave it as it is. So 10.9.205.175. okay, yes, cross check. I think I'm good with this. So let's just close, we don't need this anymore. And what we are going to do now is, let's open the terminal, and we are going to just move this PHP shell, no, it's a reverse shell, to a different name, that is reverse shell, and we want it to overcome the filter. So jpg, what was that, accepting, let's go to filter.js, and we can say it's, let's say, let's go with png. okay, png, and we are good. So now if I clear, I have everything in place. I just need to upload. Now I have the script ready. So what we need to do is, we don't need this anymore, we don't need this anymore, and let's see if anything else we found. okay, so there's nothing here in the asset so far. We'll wait for some time, and in the grid I don't see anything. But let's try it out, because here I see 4 letters, and I don't see any directory with 4 letters in the GoBuster. I mean not GoBuster, in the DirBuster. So if I scroll down, if you can see what is the name of the hidden directory, it is like 4 letters, and there I see only one. So GoBuster, okay, I use DirBuster, so that's fine. So let's try to give the grid, and no, not hint, submit it. Bypass the filter, yes, we are on it. We just need 1 or 2 minutes more. So we'll wait for it to continue. okay, assets, now I think it is getting something. Assets, images, oh, in assets it's showing images, but it's not showing here. I can see it found something. Let's go to other tab, and we can see assets.js. Why it's not showing here? Do I need to refresh something? Scan information, result list views, I can see assets.js, assets, images. oh, okay, even images I have, but maybe the uploads is not only about images, so we have a separate directory called grid. Now still it is not showing anything. Errors, okay, seems everything is fine. We need to give it some more time to finish, 90 minutes. So let's open grid then. Not grid, we have to upload, so we have to upload it here. Now the for uploading thing, what we need to do is, we have created already file upload, and let's go to where dpoint desktop, try hack me dpoint, and then we have Christmas try hack me, let's say all, otherwise will not be. PHP reversal, yes, open. oh, invalid, even jpg is coming as invalid. So here what we are going to do is, as per the description given, let's scroll to the top, because we tried filtering from this, and we can also try to verify with the other extensions, but that is like unnecessary step, because we already know what it is going to support and what it is not. So we are simply going to say go with the proxy. okay, let's go to burp suite, go to proxy, and what we are going to do is go to option, and I have configured my proxy on 8084. so I'm going to first edit my this thing, and I'll say that listen on port 8084, and my specific address is localhost, and I'm good. Now in this, if I like intercept, there will be too many things, too many filters, too many scripts which is going to intercept. I don't want to do everything. So here what I'm doing, so I am saying don't intercept those things which are present here, like css, don't intercept js, don't intercept svg, don't intercept, but I want to intercept js, because filter.js is with javascript, so I want to intercept it. And why we are intercepting it, that you will get in a minute. So let's just delete this, and now I removed it. So here if the incoming request is matching this thing, that it does not have the given condition, then it is going to intercept our intercept. Okay, automatically fix this. Intercept responses based on the following. Okay, here, yeah, I think here I don't need to do anything. So it's basically, you can follow the description, and we did some modifications here. So let's go to our intercept, and intercept is turned on. So now what we are going to do is simply refresh this, and before that I have to turn on my D point, and I have to say refresh. So now I can see that there is uploads.php. This is required, yes, forward it. And there is some other get request, it seems only the web something related to front end. So yeah, we are good with that as well. Now I don't see anything related to filter.js. So what happened? So let me just copy this again, close it again, and paste it again. So now uploads.php, yes, go ahead, forward. I see this thing, forward. I don't see filter.js. So we have to do this some number of times. We'll get one request where we will see what all the functions or logic it is loading, so such that okay, so point here is, yeah, we were doing something wrong. So upload.js is okay, PHP only. So upload.js is where the actual logic is written. So let's open that. Yes, forward, not found, forward. Let's try to go with the PHP only. Is that because of cache? Maybe I'm not getting it. Forward, yes, 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 this I want. Forward, no. Let's try to open it in the incognito. So I'm going to close this. Let's say, but incognito, no private window, and here I don't have, yeah, here I am, the proxy is not there. So maybe I need to change some stuff. So basically the filter.js is a part of logic which is going to be loaded whenever this upload.php is going to be loaded. So at that point of time we have to make sure that filter is, that logic is not coming, is not getting loaded, so that it can be executed on our browser. Now since I have run it many times, maybe it is coming, like it is not asking again and again because of cache or something. Or let me do, yeah, control F5, we have something, yeah, that is good. So let's try this one more time, and if we don't get the JS file, we are going to do control F5. That is, it is going to hard refresh. Now hard refresh means clear the cache. Forward and forward. Yes, we did not get, so intercept is off, we are turning it off. And let's refresh this once again just to make sure we are getting that intercept is actually off. Now I'm going to do control F5. Now the hard refresh happened. So let me turn on the, okay, not this one, let me turn on the intercept on, and let's do one more refresh, control F5, and I see uploads.php, yes, it is required, yes. Now you can see filter.js. okay, so that's how, that's crucial, the control F5, it's simply, it's clearing the cache, hard refresh. Okay, now I will not going to forward it, I'm going to drop it. So now upload.js, yes, go ahead, yes, go ahead, you can go ahead, yeah, go ahead. I just want to drop the filter.js. So we used control F5 for that. Now we are going to upload what we have, not all support, I want see all files. This is something that I want to, oh, so open, and let's see if Burpsuit got the request. Yes, it got this. So file, there is some data, and go ahead man, you have my permission. Now I can see a file uploaded successfully. So finally we did it. So it's all about clearing the cache. Now since we are good with this, let's open our grid where the uploaded file is there. So let's go to grid, and there we go, we have this, everything is ready, fully function. So now let's, the next step is we have to turn on our netcat. So for that, it's simply let's go with sudo as well, nc -lvnp, and the port we kept in the script was 1234, that is the default thing. So we are waiting for the connection here. Now it's listening. Now we are going to go here, and we are going to simply execute this, and this is quite not a fatal connection. What happened, man? Okay, it might be something with this, so I have to turn on this. So this small silly things, definitely the first thing, if we do initially, we will not get it. Slowly by experience we are getting it. So let's try to. No, still not good. So let me just close this. I hope I kept the correct IP address. And yes, listening on 1234. Refresh. Nope. This thing is what I want to. No, connection refresh. Is it possible that I kept the IP address wrong? Let me check this once again. So I'll scroll to top, and that is 10.9.204.177. And what I have in the terminal, let's try to open this. Scan, it's still going on. Okay, so let me just close this. Sublime, reverse shell, yes. Yes, let's scroll down, and what do we have? 10.9.204.177. And here also I see, where is it? Okay, 10.9.205. Yes, 205.177. So this is correct only, and the port is also 1234. So we are good with this. Let's try to uh, run this once again, and we are going to do control F5 maybe for this as well. Control F5 and run the netcat listener. Let's go with without sudo this time. There should not be any such effect. Listening, excellent. And this, oh no, failed to demonize. This is quite common and not fatal. So maybe we'll wait for some time because it should get connected. It's that we need to make sure that IP address is correct. So we'll pause here for a minute and we'll wait for the nmap also to get completed. It's just that we know now 65,000, but we want to see it as a result of nmap. And again, getting back to this thing, if you have any other suggestions to speed up this nmaps, can please do mention in the comment section. So I'm going to upload it again just to make sure that I have uploaded the correct file. So reverse shell, open, and invalid file type. Why? Because the intercept is not on. Yes, it is on. And let me refresh this once again. Yes, now I got it. And yeah, forward this, drop this, and forward this, forward, and I should see. Okay, nothing came now. This thing, and I want to see all the files. And yes, this is what I want to upload. Open again, it's going to this. Yes, now we have the file. So forward it. I don't need any intercept now, so it should have been file uploaded successfully. So let me just turn off this and refresh. And if I go here, yeah, I think I have uploaded a different file maybe. So now I uploaded the correct file. The only thing is we have in the old file the IP address was different, nothing else. So let's get back to our terminal, and it is still listening. So let's start this now. Okay, now I can see the connection is formed successfully. So basically what happens if it is not able to connect us, this thing. So if you are getting this error, means something wrong we have configured in the IP addresses. So we are good with the second one, and the connection is formed. So let's retrieve who am I am some www.data. So let's go back to our try hack me, and where is it? Yes, let's scroll down to the bottom, and yes, we have done this. We have to shell upgrade and stabilize next. So we'll hold on for a minute, and let's see what is the next step. So we have, what is the value? Okay, no, web.txt. Okay, let's do this, but first we have bypass the filter. Yes, and now we have to find what is the value of. So the first thing that I do is I simply make a search. So if you do any other technique, the first thing blindly, you don't focus on any emulated data, nothing, simply find. So you'll go for find, and I am saying that find from the root directory, and the name of file is web.txt flag, web.txt. Okay, and this is the file name. If there is something unnecessary errors or noise it is coming, then I'm going to simply throw it in the dustbin. So slash dev slash null, and that's it. Now I don't know what is the location, where is it. I just want to see the I just do the find. So let's wait for this. It's web.txt only, right? Yes, web.txt. Okay, so it's there in var. So let's do cat var www.web.txt. So I think it's because of the server the file is there. So we'll go inside that and we'll explore, but for now, yes, this is what the flag. Control Shift C and Control V. So there we go, our first flag. Now upgrade and stabilize your shell. So we have seen what it is meant by upgrading or stabilizing our shell. We'll do that now. So where is it? Let's scroll to top. Yes, so for example, pressing Ctrl C will kill the shell entirely. We don't want such kind of things, and so the first thing that we'll do is we have to execute this thing, the Python thing. So it is going to spawn a bin bash for us. So let's Control Shift V, and if I now do who am I, okay, I see now something is changed. Like before I was getting what I was in the dollar, now in www.data, but I don't see any difference. Okay, at the right light cycle, maybe for this title the bash is allocated for me. Okay, and then we have to, okay, now what is this term? This will give us access to the term commands such as clear. So let's see before how is it working. Clear, it's not working, so the term environment variable is not set. So what we have to do, we have to just set the term as an X term. So Control Shift V, and let's do clear now. There we go, it's working now. Okay, so finally we will background this using Control Z. Back in our terminal we use this does two things. First, it turns off our own terminal, and then it foregrounds the cell. So what we are going to do, we are going to do Control Z. So let's do that, and after doing Control Z, we have to execute this. Okay, so let's do Control Z. Now I think it is suspended. So what we have to do now, STTY raw hyphen echo and foreground FG. So continue, let's say enter, and there we go. So what I'm doing next, okay, it is saying who am I. I'm still www.data, unlike shell. So then it is trying to do SSH shell at the localhost and password. I think the password we don't have, so we are good with this. So let's scroll down, and what is it that we did just now? We have upgraded and stabilized our shell. Now review the configuration files of the web server. So where is web server? We just went to www, right? So if I scroll to top, or is it cleared? Let's go to cd var www and do ls. Now this is our web server. So we have ncom cd encom. What is there inside it? Ls codes and yeah, this thing we have seen in our, oh okay, it is still going on, I guess. Result review, yes, this is going on. So assets is there was this thing, somehow it is not reflecting here. Is there a refresh button? File options, about help, it should reflect, but okay. After this we have grid, where we have uploaded some where we are able to upload something. So if I do ls in the web server, okay, let me zoom this a bit. I should do this, I forget this. I'll make this as a default font the next time onward. So now the ncom, there's nothing else, and web.txt. Let's see if we have anything. Track me, enter the grid. Okay, this is the flag that we found already. Yeah, so let's go to the grid. cd the, oh, it's case sensitive. Yes, clear everything. Because of the X term we are able to do. Now let's do ls. So here we are seeing includes public, so let's scan them one by one. cd includes, okay, now ls, I can see API includes db auth. Okay, db auth, so database authorization. So let's cat this, and there we go. So I have username as Tron, See, I pressed Control C, so now it should have been like exit the syllable. Because of the stabilization, it is working fine. So we are seeing its advantages as well. Let's go here, and we are giving the username, and the password is I fight for the user. Thanks, man. And there we go, submit it. Now access the database and discover the encrypted credential. Yeah, we'll do that. So if I scroll to top, page up, where is the database thing? Privilege escalation, LXT, online password cracking, and we have MySQL hyphen u username and hyphen p. Yeah, there we go. So let's clear, and MySQL. Oh no, we want cat. Yes. Now MySQL hyphen u user is Tron hyphen p. Let's do this. Control Shift C, Control Shift V, and welcome. Thank you. Show database. Oh, okay. Here the clear is not working. Yes, show databases. It's information schema and Tron. So let's select not select, use Tron. And now what is this? Okay, use Tron. Now I can say just uh, what I can say, we can find all the tables with some commands in the database. So show tables, yes. So let's go back to our terminal and say show tables. I hope the font is visible. Okay, let me do one thing. Yes, semicolon, and there we go, user. So we'll do select star from users, not this one, users. And there we go, we have a username called Flynn, and we have a password which seems to be the encrypted one. So what we have to go is we can see now we have the username and password. Yes. Okay, let's use one of them. Online password cracking, weak password often, this allows more. Yes. So this allows us more often to simply input a password hash, nearly instantly receive the cracked. Some various sites I find myself dark commonly using. Okay, let's copy this, paste, and let's see what's the cracked password. Crack hashes, and we see okay, it's an MD5 type, and we have at the rate computer. So if you know the tricks, like we have in our schools, we used to have divisibility test, like for 7 what is the divisibility test, for y what is the divisibility test. Similarly, we have some small things, like if it's like between 0 to e or something like that, 0 ef, it's a hex. If it's a double hashes or equal to, we are seeing it is possibly that it is a base 64. If we see only 0 to 7, something of that range, then it is definitely an octal. If it is in, let's say, 0 and 1s only, then it is a binary. So that kind of test, if you have anything to find out, okay, if it's a dollar to $2, then it's a big crypt. Similarly, if you know what is it for MD5, mention that in the comment section. For now, we have the result that it is at the rate computer at the rate. So let's scroll down, and what is it? Yes, this is it. Submit. Okay, I have intercept off. Why is it taking so much time? Let me refresh this. Checking your browser before accessing tryhackme.com. Yep. Do I have internet? Yes, I have. Scrolls to the bottom, we have the password. Access or SMS, what is the password? Yeah, this is the password. And discover the encrypted credential. What is the name of database you find this in? Yes, we found it in Tron, and submit it. Use SU to log into the newly discovered user by exploiting password reuse. Okay, so what we are going, I think this is not required. Yeah, oh, stop, man. Okay, quit. Bye. Thank you. Bye. So now we are going to do switch Flynn, and the password was at the rate computer at the rate. And if I click on ID, I can see okay, these are my groups and all. And who am I? Let's verify with that, but I should not. I am already having the proofs. So let's scroll down. Yes, I have done the switch user. What is the value of the user.txt? So one thing I can do is I can use the fine thing, and it will be like simple. But one more thing what I can do is, since it is like this flag, I will be able to find only as Flynn and not anything else. So I have to go to the home directory of the user, so that I can do cd home and Flynn, and then I can do ls. So there we go. So this is the default place where we search about the content of any specific user. This is for only those who are new to Linux, but otherwise, yeah, you know much better. Identity discovered, recognize, discovered or something else. What does that mean? Identity disk recognize. Hey, this is not required, this is not required, this is not required. And yes, we got the flag, submit it. Check the users group, which group can we leverage. So we have just read that what is LXD, right? So this is, if this is there, then we can use that the Docker images, and then we can execute some images which we don't have privilege, and based on that we can escalate the privilege from this manipulated image or application, I can say. Okay, so it's LXD. So we just checking that do we have the authority to list or to see the contents or the images or the containers on the so it's everything related to the Docker will be done with the LXD. So are we a part of that group or not? Yes, we are, so we can use that LXD, submit. Okay, abuse this group to escalate privileges to root. So what I can do is, before anything, I'll just I am Finn, so I need not to do who am I, and we are going to execute some commands as of now. So this, if we are not getting, that's fine. So first we are going to initialize this. Okay, before that, what we have to say, we have to see whether the image is present or not. So for that we have to write LXC. This is basically the content, the container manager. Okay, LXC image list, LXC image list, and we are waiting for something. Okay, we have an alias Alpine, so let's go with this. So first we have to initialize that image name, that is Alpine, and then we have to give a container name and secure. So let's keep everything as it is, only that we have to update the image name. So Control Shift V, and I'm going to just change the image name, and this is going to be Alpine. Okay, creating strong bad. Now what is strong bad? It's a container. Now what is container and all, out of scope. Stick to the playlist about the Docker, and in that we are going to learn about this. And then we have to configure the device, add strong bad to the device, which is Trogdor. And yeah, here I don't think we have to modify anything. L paste, there we go. Yes, divide Trogdor added to strong bad. Excellent. Now we have to start the strong bad, that is our container. So Control Shift V, yes, we have started. And before that, once again, who am I? Flynn. Now I'm going to generate a bin, or I can say shell, based on this container. So Control Shift C, Control Shift V, and run. Now if I say who am I, there we go, we did the privilege escalation using this Alpine, because we have executed that. Okay, we'll just run id. Yes, we got this. Now we have to go to cd mount root. Okay, cd mount root, not this, root, yes, ls. Okay, I see some text file. Okay, and that's it. If we have a bit of mind, bearer highly recommend checking out the resource. Okay, privilege techniques, yeah, we can check this out. I'll mention this lab description in the demo description. Going back, yes, we have abused. Now what is the value of the root.txt? Oh, okay, so cat root, there we go. So let's copy this and paste it. That's it, submit. Now we are good with this lab. So this is something that we have learned everything previously, we just made use of it. And then I think across this lab, the only thing that new we came across was that previously we did the what I can say, the extension filtering at the server side, but this time we did it from the burp suite, and we have efficiently used the burp suite filter for intercepting the request by modifying the contents and removing the unnecessary things and making sure that the condition is met, and only then the intercept is done. So that's how we are not unnecessary making forward every time. And the second thing is the Docker. Okay, so that's only the surface level, we have just used it. So overall in the streak we have used PHP we have used Python, and finally the Docker to do the privilege escalation. So if you have any other methods or suggestions on the privilege escalation, mention that in the comment section. So I think that's all for today, and the next lab would be, I think the next lab is the last one, and thank you lab, and it's a simple survey and all. Yeah, I will definitely feel it. We have learned a lot of things in this trick. So thanks to the time, and if you like my explanation, please do subscribe, click on notification bell, and share with people who are new to this domain or who are learning concepts of this domain. And any modification in my explanation or anything interesting, any suggestion that you want, mention that in the comment section. Finally, if you think that there is any good lab on which we should work on, just mention that as well. At least the visitors, or I will try it out. So that's all for today, and practice as much as possible, and thank you for making this far. Thank you.